Man, do I have a special guest for you today. I met this gentleman about 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, had an unbelievable conversation, and I've asked him to come onto our podcast and talk about his story. I say this all the time. It's always a good time to buy. It is always a good time to sell. There's no excuses in our industry. There's no excuses for anything. If a man, a woman, if they want something, we live in the greatest country and we can get it if you're willing to work. Now, Rogelio, how are you, sir?
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much for that invitation. Kevin, I am very, very excited to be in your program here. And congratulations. You are making a big difference in the industry. And thank you so much. I feel so proud to be part of this big, big project that you are developing for that community, for
That's
the humanity, I can say.
that's fantastic. I've been a lender now for 24 years. Okay. How long have you been in the real estate business?
Well, I've been in production for the last 8 years, almost a decade, and I'm so proud to be able to help so many family to make uh, their dream reality.
That's right. Okay. So we work in an industry where I don't want to say high pressure because it's not high pressured sales, but we're dealing with people's homes. We're dealing with people's lives. And there's a right way to do this and there's a wrong way to do it. Okay. Rogelio, the reason I started with my radio show 8 years ago. And the reason I turned it into a podcast is because things that worked 8 years ago don't work now. Okay. And we have to be willing to change. But I also wanted to expose the games that are in this business. Now, I'm talking about this all the time. And when I have a conversation with you, you blew me away with your story and what happened. So if you don't mind, I'm going to do something that's very hard for me to do, and that's be quiet. Okay. Uh, but I want to hear your story as deep as you want to get.
Well, that's what I love to do the most. Share what I know and what I do with what happened to me. And basically, I have a saying that said that it's not what happened to you to give you a destination, it's what you do or the capacity that we have to respond to whatever happened to us. So that is the main thing. How I become real estate agent? Simple. I was buying my property, my first house, and 1 week before closing, the loan was denied.
I'm glad you can laugh at me. You know what? Keep talking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So what happened after that, I have a meeting with my family and I say, I quit my job. I quit. I say, are you crazy? Yeah, we have saving by that time like $10,000. I said, with this $10,000, we were living in an apartment, a subsidized apartment by the government, and living in food stamp. I don't know if everybody know about what a food stamp is, right? It's some subsidy that you receive from the government to eat, to buy food, right? Because you are the low income people. So that was our situation. So we have a meeting. Okay, we only stay with only one car. We only stay with only one cell phone. We will cut Netflix, Hulu Plus, Disney Plus, wherever there is no air and water will go. Okay, so we have like a safe mode, but like radical crazy.
Right.
Like you have to forget about Christmas, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Black Friday, all those
All
things that is made just to a way to get their hand in your pocket. You had to delete the Amazon card from your cell phone and the computer, and all the notification. We went like all in to get my license to become a real estate agent. So when I was selling houses, I remember that my friends were telling me, Rogelio, I have a question for you. I said, okay, how are you selling houses and you still living in our apartment? So that is a good question, which I don't have a right answer for you right now, but let me tell you, it's a miracle that you can qualify. And I'm not at this moment, but you know what? That is coming soon. And keep moving. So that's it. From one frustration, I was able to capitalize that. I don't know how to say that word, but the thing is that you can use that situation, that frustration, to be a blessing to many family, and that is what have been happening lately with me in this community.
You know, it's amazing because, and I opened it up saying that we live in the greatest country. Okay. And if people have a true desire to succeed, I've got a young man that I've known now for about 5 years that he was in a horrible accident. In fact, I've done a podcast with him. He was in a horrible accident when he was a young man and was never, ever supposed to be out of a wheelchair, was never supposed to walk again. He owns a landscaping company now. Okay. Several people working for him. Not only is he walking, but he just said, you know what? Nobody's going to tell me I can't do something. And he says it. And I love this kid. He's not a kid. I mean, he's 40 years old, but he's a kid to me.
Well, that is true. I can go a little bit further with this. We are living in the United States, and it's the greatest country ever. And I repeat that again and again, because when you come from living in food stamp, a small apartment, nothing wrong with that. If you need it, is the best thing to do. Thank God for this help system that help people to move on, to help out, to start, you know. But when the problem is when you stay there because you set up, you know, somebody pay me for food, somebody help me out with housing, so I pass this to my children and to my grandchildren for generation, and that is a disease. When
Right.
you become depend on somebody, depend on the government, depend on anybody, and God make us free, you know. And when you can see that, say, wait a minute, what can I do, right? So when you come from there, and now a year later, I have 2 property pay off, basically in value of maybe $800,000. So I talking about close to $1 million just in nets, you know, like,
Network.
wait a minute, it's a miracle, right?
In 8
How
years.
that happened?
In 8 years.
In 8 years, exactly. So that only happened in the United States, right? But let me tell you something. How I become a citizen in the United States? Simple. In my country, I was selling encyclopedia, right? Knocking door by door. And I was one of the champions there. So that company based in United States called me to come to the greater New York to work in New York. And I become I received a permit to work in the United States. Me, my wife, and 2 children. One was 3 years old and 3 months old. 4 of us. So I had to sell books to everybody, right? I had to sell at least $6,000 each month to prove to the government that I can sustain myself and my family in the United States. So what happened is that's how I become get a green card and then work, pay taxes and all the stuff to become a citizen. So it's a big story, but let me tell you, it's so great that we have the opportunity to be in United States and work and embrace that opportunity that we have. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is amazing. But you know what? Rogelio, you had a choice. Okay. We all have choices. And some of us make good choices, some of us make bad choices. I applaud you for, for what you've taught your family, what you have taught. You talk about legacy. Okay. You talk about you still have two children?
I have four.
You have four. I thought so.
Just four. Just four.
Just four. That's all. What you're doing is teaching a legacy that will go on for years and years and years. I think about it. You know, I've got 9 grandkids now. Okay. So I've got 3 grown kids and 9 grandkids. We are teaching and providing a path for all these people. For my wife and I down, there's 17 just from my wife and I down, that we can change the world if we want to.
We can change the world, and let me tell you, it doesn't matter where you come from or what is your circumstance, and that is something that I can tell you. When I say it doesn't matter where you come from, I come off the willow. I mean, my mom had me with a married man, right? Which I am here by a miracle because my mom decided not to abort me, and here we are. But what happened, I grew up in different houses, right? I grew up without a father or mother, but I remember that I choose. I ended up in a home with 6 children. If you go to school or no go, nobody care about that. Nobody check your homework. Nobody check if you did, if you went, nothing. So I mean, you are and you own. But let me tell you, I decided to go and get my diploma, get my high school diploma, you know, and I graduated with summa difficulty. I mean, not with summa cum laude, no,
Yeah.
summa difficulty. But we did it. So if you want to find an excuse, you will find one. That, well, excuse have 3 true, right? Number 1, if you want to find an excuse, you will find it, no matter what.
That's right.
Right? Second, when you start to use it, you will find that a lot of people will support you in that because 97% of them are in the same place. Right. Oh, I know how you understand. I am in the same place too. I know. And then they just party each other with all the excuse, like swiping excuse.
Right.
The third truth about the excuse is that nothing changed. Nothing changed, right? So taking back our topic about helping people to buy their own house, helping them to be pre-qualified, provide for the family, create memory for the generation, is true. If you decided to have a house, you just have to do that first baby step.
That's it.
You want to, then you fight for it.
That's right.
Right? If you want to, if it's important to you, you will do it, no matter what.
No matter.
Legally, right?
No
Legally,
right.
You will do it.
No.
Is that what you want?
So here's the deal, because and we're raising our families. I've raised my family. I can go anywhere. I can do anything if I have a plan. Okay. The answer, there's only 3 answers in our business. There's yes, let's go right now. Let's dance. Okay. And then there's no, not right now. And with those people, and I told you before we started this call, 10 minutes before we started this podcast, we helped a family since May of this year that now is buying a home. And the answer in May was not right now. But if you do this, and this, we can get you into a home. And she's getting her and her mom into a home. And then about once out of 75, 80 applications, there's nothing we can do. There are some people that have gone so far that it's going to take years. However, my heart is about helping people on a plan and getting on the right path. And because I know the community that you're working in and that you're passionate about. Okay.
Great.
We need direction, and we need a plan.
You say the right thing. We need direction. I wish that somebody would tell me what we're talking about here 20 years ago, right? When I first came to US in the 2000, I make a bunch of mistake that it was stupid.
Sure. We all do.
But what happened, if we can help you to save 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, man, we cannot buy time. Time is so important. So if you, at least you that you listen or see in this podcast or this in YouTube, whatever platform you're using, please listen. Education, instruction to your mindset. If somebody told you that you will not qualify years ago, please try one more time, because the law changed, the rule changed, and your circumstance changed. Even if you think that don't qualify, you just try it again.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Just try one more time.
Well, let's do this. Guys, again, my name is Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. My website is kevinblairteam.com. If you want more information, of course, we want you to we want you to subscribe. But if you want more information about me and Rogelio and what we're doing, you can go to my About page, hit that link, send me your contact information. I'll get you in touch with Rogelio. We are here to help. We're here to advise, and we're here to get you on that right path. Rogelio, man, my hat's off. I bow down. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing what you're doing. And thank you for being a bright light and a beacon for people out there. It's important.
Great, Kevin. Thank you so much for that opportunity. I want one more time to give it a calling to many people who are in United States or even in another country, and they, for some reason, get discouraged because something that happened in the past, or maybe they don't know all the information. Don't stay there. Please search. We have university. You know what I call university? YouTube. And YouTube, you just have to type how to buy a house, how to qualify to be the first-time home buyer. But please don't give up in yourself, okay? We are here to help you, but we have so much. It's not about information. It is about action. So take action today. Today is the day. Not tomorrow. Today. Repeat it one with me. Today is the day.
Today is the day. All right.
You have to say it out loud and proud. Today is the day.
Fantastic. Hey, thank you so much. All right.